going to take a look at applying some of what we've been learning. Let's imagine that we have a situation where we want to be able to give a program a string, perhaps the name Lois, and we'd like it to take whatever the contents of that string are and print it vertically, such as I've shown here. The L, and then underneath that, the O, and then I, and then S. So how might we do this? Well, if we remember that strings can be pulled apart as individual pieces, so we can pull individual characters out of that string. That's one piece that'll be useful to us. We also have the for command, or the for statement, that allows us to loop or iterate through various things. And we can use the for statement to iterate through a string. And the way that will work is each time through the string, it will give us one letter or one character from that string. So remember that the for statement has a couple forms. They're what I call the for thing and the for number versions of them. In this case, we're not doing anything with numbers, so it's the for thing that we're going to want. And so the format we can use, the for statement always has the same general format. It's for, better spell it right, it's for something in something. And so it's those two somethings that we have to fill in. So if we make this last part the string that we're going to be working with, then maybe we could consider making this first part the individual character we're going to get, or maybe we call it letter. So we think about getting one letter at a time from the string that we're given. And so if we do that each time through the loop, one character will be pulled out of the string in sequence, and it'll be placed into letter. And so what we need to do then after that, let's remember to put a colon at the end of string, because the for statement needs the colon. And then if we're wanting to display this on screen, we can print letter. So let's think about that. We've had the loop. Each time through the loop, it's pulling out one character, one after another, placing it into the variable letter, and then we're going to print letter. Let's also make this a function. So I'm going to come up here and say def. Let's call it parts. And then we need to give it an input parameter. And since I've already used string here, I'll say string. And remember, we need the colon at the end of the definition. And since we're putting this inside of a definition, we need to indent these. So we'd have that. Let's load this. I'm going to come down to the shell or the command area. I'm going to type parts, which is the name gave the function. And inside the parentheses, I'm going to put quotes. Inside of that, I'm going to put the string that I want it to break apart one after another. So I've typed parts, the name of the function, parenthesis, quote, Lois, quote. And those quotes around Lois are making it a string that I'm giving it, rather than it trying to interpret it as a variable. So I'll press enter, and sure enough, there is our LOIS going vertically. And I just press the up arrow key to redo my command. So if I type something else, such as David, it will work just fine there as well. So the length of the string doesn't matter. It will still work. And in fact, what if we did the full name with a space between? Do you think that will cause a problem? And the answer, in fact, is no. The space is just a character like anything else. So just a quick example of using the for statement to iterate or loop through a string. by using the letter in string context there. Each time through the string being the variable that we provided as the input parameter, letter being what it's going to place that into. There's nothing magic about the names string and letter. They're just descriptive names I chose to use. And then we printed what we placed the letter into, and we came out vertical. We'll see you in class.